Hello. So, welcome back to part three of my Communication is Creation series. This time I decided to do the live stream on YouTube just so I can see how that goes. So, my name is Tiffany Taylor Hicks, and I'm the owner of Velvet Rope Experience Training Solutions. And today I've been talking with experiencers about how to communicate and create a conversation with working. There are lots of events, there are lots of meetings and lots of parties, and it gives nonprofit organizational leaders as well as new business or startups the opportunity to go out and meet people and talk about their business. So the thing that is the most important is knowing that however you communicate to individuals, that is what you're creating about how those people will walk away from the engagement with you. You are creating the image of yourself via talking to them, having a conversation. So in video number one, we talked about who are you? And then in video number two, we talked about what you do. So if you guys are interested in knowing or hearing my views on those, go check out video number one, video number two. This is video number three. So video number three, we will be talking about why you do it, why you do whatever it is that you do. So why you started your nonprofit organization or why you started your business. And you guys have probably heard a lot about talking about your why. And one of the reasons why you hear so much about that is if you don't resonate with the person or even what you do, if it doesn't resonate with the people that you're talking to, the reason you do it may very well be the thing that connects you to the person that you're conversating with. So just knowing that explaining your why is super important. So I talk with people about if you're going to go out and you're going to network, to know that it's okay for you to script that. It is okay for you to sit down and write some bullet points about the things that you would like to communicate to new people that you're meeting. That is perfectly okay. Why do you want to script that? Because you want to make sure that when you're communicating with people, you are being clear and concise about who you are, what you do, and why you do it. So when you're talking about the why, that is where you have to put together your stories to telling skills. And so sitting down and crafting that in the beginning before you actually go out and network, and then practicing it while you are actually out networking is super important. So when I talk about why, like why you do what it is that you do, usually there's a story. So there's always some kind of backstory that is going on that kind of helped people with coming to a determination that they would start their business. So for me, I worked in corporate America doing training and content development for over 17 years. And I absolutely loved what it was that I was doing, but I felt like I had so much more to offer the universe, the world, people. I wanted to write about the things that meant something to me, but I also wanted to write about things that could really help people with being better in business, being better in their nonprofit, or even being better in their everyday life. So I made the decision to start my own training solutions firm. That's my backstory. So most of you or most nonprofit organizations and business owners have a backstory. Now their backstory may not have to do necessarily with their career. It may not have to do with the fact that they were in corporate America. It may have to do, you may have started your nonprofit organization because the problem is something that has impacted you. So I know a lot of women who have started nonprofit organizations because they were victims of domestic violence, or they knew someone who was a victim of domestic violence. Or, for instance, with me, I am working on a nonprofit organization, Deferred Sports Streams, and it is for athletes, but it was because it was a part of my life. So there's always a backstory that is there that is your why. You want to sit down and craft your why because you want the why to be very concise. You don't want it to be one of those things where you're sharing with people and you're running on and on. You want it to be concise and say, I chose to do this because. And so that helps. The next part is when you are crafting your why, you also want to be able to talk about the value. So once you've talked to people about the value of what it is that you're doing, once you've talked to people about why you're doing what you're doing, then explain to them the value or the benefit of what it is that you're doing. And that helps drive the point home for whoever it is that you are talking to. So an example would be if the benefit or the value of, for me, a Velvet Rope Experience Training Solutions, the value is that I teach people how to change their mindset. That's the goal. A different way to look at things or to think about things or to really look at how you communicate as the content that you are crafting for your organization. So the value is that my content helps you with growing your audience by acquisitioning them so you gain more audience, helping you with engaging your audience, and then the last part is with helping you retain your audience, because the better crafted your content, the more people follow you, the more people respond to you and engage with you, but also the more people will stay connected to you, and that's super important. So when you are out and you are networking, you want to keep in mind that it is connecting with people. You are telling people a story. You are crafting a story of who you are, what you do, and why you do it, and then sharing the impact, the value, or the benefit of that information. So I am excited to share with you guys. I decided to do a video series for the month of December to talk to people about communication being creation, and making sure that we understand that whoever we are, whoever our audience sees us to be, whoever the world sees us to be, is we created. We created either by word or we're also creating it by deed, but we created. And if you're nervous and if you don't necessarily know what to do or how to do it, it's okay for you to sit down and plan it. It's okay for you to draft it. Some people might tell you that that's not authentic, but sometimes you need a little bit of time to sit down and figure out, what do you truly want to communicate to people? How do you want people to view you? How do you want people to see you? And to do that, sometimes you may want to sit down and write some bullet points. You may want to say, hey, this is one thing that I definitely want to communicate to people. And so knowing your business and knowing the value of your business, being able to articulate why you do your business, and being able to share with people the benefits that they will get from your business or your organization is super important. So in the communication is creation series, when we talked about introduction, this is the conclusion of talking about introductions, and we are going to move on to part 2 of the series, where I am going to talk to you a little bit more about communicating who you are in an authentic way. So not just knowing who you are, what you do, and why you do it, but also really understanding who you are and putting that together in a way that that expresses authenticity. So my name is Tiffany Taylor Hicks, and I am the owner of Velvet Rope Experience, and we create epic training experiences. I have enjoyed talking with you on this first part 1 of our series, and hope you guys will join me again. You can reach me on social media. Just look up Velvet Rope Experience, or you can look up Tiffany Taylor Hicks and find me. And until the next time I talk to you, experiencers, know that communication is creation. So whatever you say, whatever you do, you are creating how the world views you. Until the next time, have a great day.